All right, so everybody has gotten a chance to see all the hard work I put into this map. I put little icons around, and you have your little character tiles now.
There we go.
Yeah, no, they're adorable. I love them.
The Snakeman.
Nodal has informed me that he's gotten much better at whistling, too.
Oh, come on, not on command.
He's gotta get in the right mindset.
It takes me like a good 0.5 to 5 seconds each time to pick it up. Once you get going, I'm fine, but that initial pickup, it's real rough for me.
You gotta pop that clutch, man.
Yeah, see, it's just rough. And also, it doesn't help that now I'm laughing because I'm fucking it up on stream. That's a real rough one.
Nodal's gonna be a master whistler by the end of the campaign.
Hey, that was
Hey,
That's
That
a good
was a little
start. Yeah.
that's
yeah,
good.
that's
Yeah,
a good start.
You know what I wish I could do? I wish I could put my pinkies in my mouth and whistle. Like, people who do that are like,
yeah.
are you a wizard?
No, there's no wizards in this world.
See, I've always looked at it the other way, because I don't whistle like that with my fingers. I've always looked at it like people have to do that because they can't just do it regularly.
If
Like,
you
I
put
just
your
use-
fingers in your mouth and blow, is that a somatic and verbal component?
It is, yeah, absolutely. I don't remember ever learning to whistle. It's real easy. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
so
thanks, guys. I got it.
listen, everybody has different talents. I'm good at
No,
whistling.
this is week 1. Just
No,
wait till week 36.
Nodal,
That's gonna be the one.
McDohl's good at loving.
You should just go get a kazoo.
Oh man.
That's a real stupid idea. I'm not playing a bard.
Okay. So,
Oh,
having rescued lesser hedgehog pastures from some goblins and coming together and deciding that, hey, we work pretty well together. We should unify the entire continent and stop all of the warring and unite all of the tribes and make everything good forever.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, with your level 1 adventurer skill sets, set out bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, out across the river, and you start out over these plains here. I still don't know the exact scale of each hex, but I figure, we'll make traveling across one hex in good conditions will take a hard day's travel. And just extrapolate
easy enough.
from there, yeah. So it'll be a little more if you're going through forests or mountains, or if there's thunderstorms, or if one of you gets a leg blown off.
How likely
Sorry?
is that to happen?
Like, blown off. Huh?
Yeah, you know,
Where do I
landmines.
look that up in the DMG?
I'm sure the DMG has rules for that.
Does gunpowder exist in this world?
I have no idea. And you guys have no bananas
I need to get
spend.
a banana.
yeah. Where's McLean? We'll get that sorted out quick, fast, in a hurry.
I also got just real quick before we get into the actual section, I got a message, because I sign into my Discord on my gaming PC once a week. So I always get any messages people leave for me on Discord under my regular Brick Road name, I only see once a week. So I saw a message, a guy who wanted me to write up the way experience worked in Flumphscape, and since it works kind of the same in this campaign, I just want to go over it real quick. What I've done is that we have a resource called Blips. Blips are worth 1/30th of an experience level. We are awarding Blips for basically any role-playing aspect of the character. Alignment, ideal, bond, flaw, and class aspects. And then at the end of the session, we'll award more Blips based on the players talking about what they did to the session. They'll award each other more Blips for being creative, assisting the party's goals, being a badass. We award 1 blip for intangible nonsense, and then there's a 5th that Twitch chat votes on in a straw poll. They can either take the blips as experience, or they can stash up to 6 of them in their pocket And if they have some in their pocket, they can use them basically as inspiration or to get auto successes during gameplay. It's 2 blips for re-rolling any die on the table. It's 4 blips for an auto success or an auto fail on part of the opposition, and 6 blips to activate a game mechanic that is as yet not introduced.
6 flips to summon Shiva.
But as far as they know, there are no bananas in this campaign.
Oh no.
I have a question about the blips. If you, let's say you have 4 or 5 blips, can you decide, once you make the choice to bank them, can you decide later to spend them on EXP? Or are they forever banked?
I'm gonna say no, but in practice, it's not going to make much of a difference because once you have blips starting to stack up, people tend to use them pretty quickly.
Okay,
They get used a lot. Once you have 6, any more that you get on top of that just automatically will become experience. I also said that because we reduced the value of blips, that you'll get less experience from blips. To offset that a little bit, first of all, you'll be gaining a lot more blips than we gave out in Flumphscape, probably. There's more ways to get them. And second of all, at least for the early levels, I'm actually going to apply experience modifiers to encounters, which I never did during Flumphscape. So if you fight 5, I think like 5 goblins is supposed to be like a ×2 experience modifier or something. What does everybody stand on goblins? Like, what's everybody's thoughts on goblins?
They're green?
Are they? Are they all green? Or is that just you being racist?
They're useful idiots.
Goblins are cool.
I don't spend a lot of time thinking about goblins.
Yeah.
Neither.
There are no goblins in this session.
You say that now.
Suddenly a tower in the distance and a Modron hanging from a tree.
So as you guys are marching, let's establish like a marching order here. Do you have like a front line and a back line? How does this work?
Raazu would probably take point.
Where are we marching at the moment? Do we have a party icon here that we can put onto the...
You can just use any one of these, really. Would be fine
Adrex
for
will
now.
probably be close to the
Who's in front?
Raazu.
Alright, put Raazu down on the map because you're our party head at the moment.
Am I correct in assuming that Wendy is our party scout?
Yeah, that was my plan. Because as of right now, I walk slower than the rest of the party. So anytime I can take the opportunity to do a bit of scouting is good for me.
Okay.
Because otherwise we're going to be moving real slow.
You have a 25 walk speed and a 50 fly speed, right?
Exactly.
Does Birdie also have a 25 walk speed?
No, 30.
30, okay. Who is like in charge of provisions? Like who does the scavenging or hunting or whatever?
That'd be
did I
what?
win?
Survival, right?
Yeah, essentially.
It'd be survival, or I think someone in the party had something that, like, part
Yeah.
of that they can take care of for free.
Raazu's also trained in survival.
I've also trained in survival. Adrex is
just-
trained in survival.
I just got +5.
So is this Adrex's job?
Sure. He's got survival in nature and medicine.
Oh, one thing I forgot to do was to double check the rules on using herbalism to make healing potions. Because that might be something you guys will do while you're traveling. We make a note to look those up for next time.
Mm-hmm.
For this time,
I'm not
though,
planning on doing it today.
the first interesting thing you see in the campaign, Wendy spots it as she's scouting out, coming back. You're crossing over some predominantly flat grasslands. But now and then, for some reason, there are large boulders sitting out in the grasses. And near to one of these large, just stone structures poking up out of the ground, you see a figure slumped down in front of it. From the sky, you can't figure out any details unless you get in closer.
How
Wait,
far
right
is
now
the
your
party
group
at
is
the
marching
moment?
directly towards it.
I'm gonna try to fly down closer to it to get a good look.
How close?
Maybe about 50 feet up. I got them bird eyes.
Make me a perception check.
Mm-hmm.
I like how we're like, yeah, let's just use Raazu to represent the party, and then everybody starts throwing their tokens over.
I put mine on there
Oh,
just
I thought
because
we were
it's
creating
possible
marching
that I
order.
could move.
I thought that we were supposed to create a marching order behind him.
No, that's crazy. 24.
24. Circling down, I want to give you the opportunity to use your non-cipher bonus, just saying, but 50 feet is in the range of most ranged weapons.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm a monk.
Cool, you get shot by 80 arrows. No.
Oh, God.
The figure slumped down in front of this rock is a kobold. Just a single kobold.
For a second there, my brain replaced that with a goblin, and I was like, God damn it, Brick Road. You didn't make it 5 minutes.
Now, goblins are on this side of the river. It was goblins you guys chased away from lesser hedgehog pastures.
Yeah.
Orcs are on
Kobold.
this side of the river. So you guys will be tromping through orc territory here before long.
I'm gonna land near him. Does he look injured?
How far away do you land from him?
Like 5-10 feet. I'm like right near him.
So you come down right near him, and yes, he's not only injured, he is dead. You're looking at a corpse.
Oh, well, that's not that interesting then.
One of his wings has been cleft along the midsection, so he obviously didn't fly to this position.
Okay.
He also... Nope, that's all you get.
How did I mess this up? Brick,
Yeah.
just real quick, because this is literally the beginning of the session. I was messing with my skills at some point, and I screwed up and took survival when I didn't mean to. I believe I said I was taking animal handling.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
I just
Kobolds
wanted
are
to
not
let you know
animals,
that
and
I was
that's
doing
also a
that now
little
in case
racist.
you had a saved copy of my sheet.
No, I haven't exported anybody's sheet yet.
Because I looked at it and I was like, I don't have survival, and then I saw survival. I was like, no. I'm going to fly back to the party
Okay.
and tell them.
And you trigger an opportunity attack from the undead kobold.
Damn it. Every time.
So Wendy flies back and reports what she found.
Is there a trail of blood or anything?
What color was the kobold?
I don't know. What color was the Kobold, Brick?
He had a reddish-orange complexion. Wendy and Birdie, make a history check. Intelligence history. Wendy, you can make this at advantage.
All right. 19.
Let me see.
Is this your 4 here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not going to do it. Doesn't matter
Wait,
what your
like-
bonus is.
Okay.
You guys aren't high enough level to have the silly plus 28 bonuses yet.
I don't know. He's a rogue. He's getting there.
Oh, he'll get there. Absolutely. Wendy, you don't know a lot about kobolds as a species outside of you know them as enemies, because there are a lot of kobolds that inhabit the hills where your monastery is located, which right now is just labeled as Wendy's Monastery. Later on, we'll give it a better name, I think. I don't think they would name it after you.
You don't know that?
But your guess would be that the kobold is from a tribe called Ten Salts.
Okay.
And
Do I know? Oh, sorry.
they inhabit tunnels and caves and things in and around the mountains where you're from.
So would he have had to have crossed this river to get here?
If he's a Ten Salts kobold, yes, but
Yeah.
he was winged, so he could have flown.
Then what I'm going to tell the party is chances are pretty good, since I know this type of kobold, that he got injured after he crossed the river. Because if he had been injured before he crossed the river, he either wouldn't have crossed or wouldn't have been able to fly. Not like he was.
Hmm.
So whatever is going on is happening near here.
Was there anything of value on him?
Wendy looks quizzically.
Which way? Which way is it?
And Windy points the direct direction to the kobold.
And she's
Forward march.
Yeah, she's pointing kind of off to the southeast. So the rest of you come across the scene a little while later, and it's just like I described. This dead kobold is just kind of hunched with its back to this rock. One of its wings has been cleft off. And what next?
Yep, definitely dead.
Yep. Look the corpse over for anything of value.
Make an investigation check. Immediately, you find he's got a coin purse tucked under his padded leather armor. It's got 6 silver pieces and 11 copper pieces.
Anybody want to aid me or just leave me to my own +0?
Are you making sure he isn't dead?
Oh, he's very dead.
For investigation?
Yeah. I rolled a 10.
I'm gonna roll the corpse over and help and see if like what is the I'm looking for like the cause of death. I mean, like, you obviously is that it's just missing a wing.
That's the most obvious wound, but when you roll the corpse over, its right arm and leg kind of fall out of the clump of this kobold. It was kind of sitting down on its right leg and had its right arm tucked up to its chest. And with those extremities more exposed, you see very bizarre wounds on both of these limbs. They look like whiplashes, except where with a whip you would expect like bleeding and reddening. These look like the skin was burst, and instead of blood, you see they're leaking like blackened pus. Make a medicine check. As for what else the kobold has of value, in addition to his little coin pouch, he's got his pike, a sling and some sling bullets, and a very ornate quiver made of an alien-looking fine wood.
Ooh.
So how much coin was on him? He said
6 silver and 11 copper.
Okay, I'm going to notepad that.
At the side.
Who has the highest medicine?
I've got a +4.
Nope,
Yeah.
or not.
We should probably arrange a party loot sheet at some point.
So you want me to like examine him to figure out like a more precise cause of death? Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look him over.
Okay.
11?
Wow.
11.
Oh wait, no, that's a 9. 13. Hey, it falls on my side for once.
Looking over these wounds, they look like whiplashes, but you would not expect a whip to do this kind of damage. They look very bizarre. Your best guess is some kind of monster did this.
All right.
These wounds are only on his right arm and leg, and his wing just looks like it's been chopped in half. Any standard bladed weapon could have done that.
So the whip marks could be like some sort of like tendril or something.
Your best guess is it's some kind of monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a 13 medicine, that's what you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
At the side of the wounds, Adrex grimaces and just goes, "Ooh."
I want to pick up and analyze and look at the quiver because
Okay.
it's just caught my attention.
The quiver contains 6 arrows, fletched from the same kind of wood as the quiver itself. It's a very fine wood. It feels soft, but it's very alien looking. It's not like one that you've personally seen.
Carries arrows and no bow.
No bow. Inside the quiver, like stuffed way down into the bottom of it, you find a rolled parchment and a wand. Fishing these out, the wand looks like it's made out of blackened bone.
What's the parchment say?
Can you read Draconic?
Yes.
What What's the parchment say?
What's the parchment say?
The
Well, I
parchment
don't
is
know.
addressed to Huyan, called Lizard's Whip, the mountain scourge's own blood. And it's a curt summons. Whoever this Huyan is, they're being given orders to abandon the swamp and return home, and the only justification for this is the bitter blood has sweetened. There's no signature on it, but at the bottom is a detailed map of the region showing the route to Shallow Scale Lake.
Huyan? So you think this is Huyan, or...
Well, so I have a question there. So a detailed map of the region. Does it start? Where does the directions start?
It's showing directions from the foothills around Beck's Creek, southeast to Shallow Scale Lake.
Then no, this isn't Huyan, because this is who was delivering a message to Huyan. This is someone I would expect to come from Beck's Creek.
So the wand, do we want to like test it?
Now, let me give the rules for that real quick, because you guys are not going to have easy access to an identify spell or anything. During the course of a short rest, the DMG gives rules for doing like a soft identification of magic items, and I'm going to allow that for this campaign because you won't have the spell. What you'll do is during the short rest, I'll let you make an intelligence arcana check to determine the use of a magic item you come across. With a wand specifically, you can increase the chances of that check succeeding by telling me how many charges you're willing to spend during experimentation.
Okay.
So right now, none of you have any idea what this wand does, but you can find out during a short rest.
Okay.
With the usual caveat that some items will be cursed, etc. So let's dig
Brett
this up real
will
quick. Who's
step
taking...
up and take the wand.
You're taking the wand?
If no one objects.
No, I'm
I
okay
don't have a
with that.
problem with it.
Okay.
I would like the quiver though, unless somebody else needs it, because I've got extra arrows I could quiver up.
And as you're handling this quiver, Birdie, this quiver is definitely not made for a kobold. You're a small creature. You wearing this quiver would be... It's doable, definitely, but it's very unwieldy. It's made for someone of a much larger stature than you.
Aw. Okay.
Not saying you can't have it, just pointing out that it's bigger than you're used to.
How shiny is it?
How
Like,
shiny?
On a scale of 1 to 10.
The quiver is made of wood, so it's not shiny at all.
It doesn't glisten at all.
Do you mean how valuable is it? You would have no idea. It's nice craftsmanship. It's definitely not kobold craftsmanship. Destil,
didn't
for
make
what
this
it's worth, I have this wand on my list as Wand A.
Okay.
Wanda.
No, I actually specifically meant shiny. That's all Birdie cares
Oh
about.
no, it's made of wood, not shiny at all.
Beyond doesn't have unidentified items as something you can add, does it?
Not sure.
I
You'd
don't
have to
see it.
just add it as like a note for now.
Yeah.
Oh, should I actually? I could actually just go in and add Wand A as an item though.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
great.
but-
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that, and
I'm
then...
gonna get in the habit of actually remembering to do this. I'll make myself a quick note here. Okay, so my contents. Buttons are hard.
Yeah, generally for stuff like that, that's still like it's expected to be stuff you're planning on using. I think they mostly intend for you to just use notes for like marking that down.
Mhm.
Yeah, just mark it in notes for now.
Okay.
And then after you guys play around with it, I'll tell you what it does, and then we'll get it formally put in here.
Like, I have a settings questions. Like, how magic users are obviously not a thing, but how familiar would we be with a thing like a wand? Like, how common is stuff like that?
Well,
You would be especially familiar that they exist because you were in the employ of a black dragon who likely had many of these types of devices in his hoard, but chances of him ever allowing you to use any of them are very, very slim.
Okay.
In practical terms, the only magic you guys have ever been in command of are the items that you carry with you.
I was just about to say Adrex has his wand of pyrotechnics, and if Brick didn't just tell us what the rules were for figuring out what it was, Adrex was about to grab it and just start using it. Going, oh, I've got one of these, and just start flinging the wand.
But it's most likely that's the only magic item Adrex has ever used. And this wand that he just pulled out of a quiver looks nothing like the one you're carrying.
Yeah, but that wouldn't stop Adrex. Let's be real.
Maybe we should give the wand to somebody else.
Why?
Why?
No, okay, never mind.
I don't want to give my wand up.
So you think this fellow was a messenger? Was he heading to Shallow Scale Lake or Actibex Creek?
He was heading to Shallow Scale Lake because he was delivering the message and he still had it.
Should we...
Sounds like we need to deliver the message ourselves then.
Seems reasonable. Seems reasonable.
It sounds like a fantastic idea.
I don't see a problem with that.
Okay, Adrex, make a survival check.
I can do that.
I know, I have you on my little note saying that that's your thing.
Hey!
See, it's his thing. It's a whole new character.
23.
As you guys are setting away from this dead kobold, Adrex, you pick up a blood trail in the grass. You see where his wounds had been seeping as he was moving. He was moving northwest. He was moving away from Shallow Scale Lake. So you guys are following his blood trail in that direction. Kind of a fun coincidence.
Let's go.
Does the blood trail look like it meanders a lot?
No, it looks like, well...
Was he running or was
Adrex
he...
got a 20. He looks very hurried.
Then I'm going to go in that direction from the sky. And I'm going to try to keep myself in between me and the sun, so I can do a bit of scouting. That's my attempt at making a flying stealth.
There's no flying stealth in daylight. Which is probably another good reason for Birdie to not have wings.
Adrex is intently focused on following this blood trail to the T. Like even if it just dips for like 3 feet, he walks with the dip.
Okay. And as you're scouting out southeast, it becomes more and more forested as you get closer and closer to the huge woods surrounding the lake. You're not able to follow the blood trail from the sky, so what else?
No, that's why I'm specifically asked whether it meanders. Because I'm just going to go in that direction, and every so often I'll double back to see if I'm still going in the right direction.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can keep your bearings pretty easily. You know which direction the sun's supposed to be at which time of day.
Sure.
So yeah, as you move down to the southeast, it gets more and more forested. And that's pretty much, and it's eventually going to get to the point where the forest is so thick you're not going to be able to see down through the canopy. Not quite there yet. More like isolated little copses of trees.
Yep, and I'll head back at that point, because that's basically as much as I wanted. It looks like it heads into the forest.
And then back on the ground, I mean, you guys, Adrex has been very carefully finding each blood drop as you're going. And it looks like this kobold covered a fair amount of distance before succumbing to his wounds.
It's actually really impressive he made this far.
Yeah. Raazu nudges Birdie and says, "Could learn something from him."
Well, he's dead and I'm not, so I'm winning.
Sky there.
Can't argue with that logic.
And the sun begins to set. Is anybody actually carrying provisions on the sheet?
Yes.
I think we all are because we got the starter kit.
You can either take those, or you can send people out hunting and foraging, or whatever you want to do. You cannot take a long rest unless you have something to eat. And if you go a full day without eating anything at all, I'm going to start applying exhaustion.
Okay.
There will be no good berry salvation in this campaign. Only the bad berries.
I guess Adrex and I can hunt and look for edible things
Go ahead and
while the others set up camp.
Sure.
What was the exact reading of that thing that somebody could use to, like, they could get for food and water for like several, like a specific number of people?
5.
5? Oh yeah, then we're good.
That was Adric, I think.
So Adrex and Raazu head out to find some game, bring back some water, while the rest of you set up camp. Red, are you going to figure out this wand?
Yes, I'm going to move a while. Maybe, I don't know. We'll go to just within, about earshot. Like, if I talked loudly, they would still just barely be able to hear me from camp, so any side effects don't necessarily hit any of them, and I'll spend 3 charges.
Okay. Now, before you... Some wands can be recharged, and some cannot. And you'll... This kind of experimentation will not tell you whether or not this wand can recharge.
Yep.
You'll spend 3 charges?
Yep.
While he's doing that, I'm going to be setting up the campfire because I really enjoy stacking sticks on top of one another. It suits me.
Yeah, in addition, you can find food and fresh water for yourself and up to 5 other people each day, provided that the land offers berries, small game, water, and so forth.
So, what does our immediate surrounding look like? Is it just plains? Or are we in the trees?
It's up to you. If you guys want to camp out in the open, you can. If you guys want to find a little grove of trees, that's fine too.
Let's camp near the entrance to those trees that we found.
Sure.
Okay.
So, go ahead and make an intelligence arcana check. DC is 9.
Made it.
Okay, you have your Xanathar's book?
I have the guide, yeah.
Okay. This wand will cast the Flame Arrows spell. Basically, you expend a charge and tap a quiver or any kind of container of ammunition, and then for the duration of the spell, which does require concentration, any ammunition fired from that quiver does I think it's a plus D4 fire damage.
That's useful.
It's on Xanathar's page 156.
Since Adrex doesn't have a bow of any kind,
Extra 1d6, actually.
1d6, okay.
Yep.
I imagine he just hunts with his hand axes and just hurls it at small game
That's
In a
rad,
very-
though.
That's pretty badass.
in a very hilarious fashion.
So he comes back to camp holding the torso in one hand and the head in the other.
That's hunting.
And the next morning you continue following this trail.
Yep.
Yeah. If we
Red, are you
Sorry.
keeping the wand?
Yeah.
Eventful.
The second day following this trail, you come up against a very grisly sight, which is going to send my white ass to Immiger.
It's a bear.
Are you going to put the tablet on the table?
The tablet? Why?
Oh, so you share it.
No, I'm just going to load in the new map.
Oh, well then.
Oh, McDohl thought you were loading up like a creature image or something.
Oh, yeah, no. It's not.
I
It's
thought it was
grisly,
going to be a
but
circular clearing.
not illustrated. No, actually not a clearing at all. Just the opposite. This is a copse of trees in the middle of these grasslands that you enter. So the blood trail leads miles to the southeast. Takes you most of a day as you're coming up on the edge of the forest surrounding Shallow Scale Lake. And you see a grisly sight of slaughter. See a circle of crushed stones that stands amidst the trees. And
Alright, we're level 1. Calm down.
Hanging from the trees around the center of the stone are 7 dead kobolds.
Are they the same color? They're the same color as the previous kobold we found, right?
Difficult to tell because right now you guys are just approaching the circle from this direction up here. You haven't actually got in close yet.
But we can make out that they're hanged kobolds.
Yeah, you can see their forms hanging from the tree. I mean, you mostly infer that they're hanged kobolds, considering you came across 1 dead kobold already.
Is this an accurate depiction of the tree foliage
Yeah.
in the area?
I'm gonna go ahead and make a stealth check to kind of
Hey, Brick,
stuff my way into the tree line.
Okay, go ahead and roll stealth.
Yep.
I'm going to attempt that as well, but I'm going to attempt to take a perch on this tree right here.
Hey, you're not. If you fly up to perch on that tree, you're not going to be able to hide because anybody who can see you from the ground is going to see you.
There's
land
no
in the tree.
like a heavier tree foliage. What if I got into this tree behind that tree?
I'm saying if you are flying at all, anybody on the ground looking up can see you. There's no hiding.
Oh no. Okay.
And what did Raazu have?
Raazu's going to close her eyes for a moment and then start sniffing the air a little bit. Going to use the Divine Sense ability.
Okay.
Within 60 feet, I know the location of any celestial feed or undead that is not behind total cover.
Okay. There's none within 60 feet of you right now, but this circle is more than 60 feet away from you currently. But you can turn that on and then approach, or approach it and then use that ability.
Birdie's
I'm going to try
also
to duck
gonna.
behind this tree.
Okay.
What?
I'm going to move.
I should have just
here.
run anyway. I didn't roll that high on stealth anyway.
Yeah, Raazu, as you approach the circle with your divine sense, there's no undead in the area. You don't detect any desecrated ground, etc.
I don't smell anything foul around.
Nope, just
Birdie's
dead
like,
kobolds.
Gruesome, man. Ugh.
Yeah.
Birdie's going to move here and see if he can't get a better look at the kobolds that are hanging.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think the kobolds have fell yet.
No, they're hanging from the trees by nooses, and Birdie, from your position, you can see underneath each one, down on the ground, is a pile of something.
Okay, well, I'm going to go into stealth and see about going closer into the circle to investigate the piles.
Well, there's
See
no
if there's
stealthing in the middle of this circle because there's no cover.
I'm
No
going
cover?
into the circle. I've had enough.
Yeah.
Okay, Mahogany.
And as the two of you approach the circle, on the ground, in the center of it, is heavily blooded. Many of the leaves of grass here look blackened and sickly, and the soil is turned in some places. You also see this bizarre sigil etched into the ground, as though by somebody's dragged boot heel. And when you get that close, you can also see that the kobolds, the little pile of stuff underneath each one, they've been stripped to rags. So the little pile is their rent armor. There are some weapons laying around. 4 pikes, a couple of scimitars, a lot of slings.
Do they look like the same sort of kobolds?
They do. The only difference being none of these ones have wings.
Is there... Okay, so the trail looks like one of them fled from this circle?
Yes.
What direction were they coming from before they head to the circle? And I'm going to ask that to someone who actually has survival.
Make a survival check, somebody.
Are these guys
Alright.
hanged as if they were hung by nooses from the
Hey,
trees, or what?
Yeah, they're hanging by nooses by their necks right now.
How high up are they?
It varies because they're of what branches
Okay.
are available, but most
McDohl.
6-10 feet off the ground, maybe.
I will assist, yes.
Okay, well, I was wondering what your bonus was. That way we get better bonus.
For survival is
Yeah.
+3.
Okay,
plus
we're
3?
the same then.
Wait, I am better than you. What the
Yeah.
frick?
That is a 17.
Okay.
My big numbers went into strength and constitution, so
That'll go up as you level.
And what were you trying to determine with the survival check?
trying to determine where this group of kobolds came from.
It looks as though they are camped here, or were camped here. As you kind of search the area, looking through some of this overturned earth, and in some of the piles of debris under each corpse, you find the remnants of the campfire. You find ash, some discarded bone from whatever they were eating. It looks like they were camped here and ambushed by something. And then whoever did it scattered the fire, destroyed the grass, and etched this symbol in the ground.
Red's gonna make his way up this tree and investigate one of the corpses more carefully.
Make a medicine check.
And what does the sigil look like?
It looks like what's here on the map.
We can
That'd
make
be
that
20.
20. As you get up and examine the corpses more closely, the two you're checking out at least, these kobolds did not die by hanging. You can see similar wounds to the ones that you saw on the first one's arm and leg. Those bizarre-looking whiplash with the black pus seeping from them. Except these ones, their bodies are covered in them. That's clearly what killed them. Somebody killed these things with a bizarre monster attack and then hung their dead body from this tree and then piled up their personal effects underneath them.
I'm gonna look for the tracks of some sort of monster that could have done that.
Okay.
Like non-kobold tracks.
So, while he's doing that, what do you guys think about this symbol? Do you think it's like, what do you think it is? A bell or like a disapproving eye, maybe?
Windy, give me a survival check.
That's a
or
12.
it's a chalice of some kind, if you look at it from the other way.
Oh yeah, I guess it is. That's nice. Okay. 12 on that survival?
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't see any other tracks leading to the area. You do find some evidence that the kobolds marched to this location from the northwest, from the direction of Ten Salts. And they were camped here and got ambushed, and this was the end of them. But you don't see any other trails leading to or from the area, except for the blood trail from the winged kobold.
So either they haven't left, or they're extremely good at stealth. Or hiding their trail, rather. Or they can fly.
I'll take out my knife and cut the two up here down.
Okay, and there's a thudding sound as these first two kobolds come crashing to the ground, into the dirt.
Then take a look and just go through, make sure there's nothing I missed, like in their possessions or anything. Now that they're on the ground, it's a little easier.
There's a bunch of discarded weapons, pikes, and scimitars. The only thing of value you find, if you go through all 7 of the piles, 8 silver pieces and 9 copper pieces.
I'll go ahead and add that to my kit running total here.
Paladin's taken all the treasure. Okay.
He can be trusted. Wait, are you lawful?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, he can be trusted.
It's odd that you'd hang them after you killed them.
Unless they're here as a warning for someone else.
So-
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
What is this circle right here? Is it just rocks or is it like they work stone? What?
They're rocks and crushed stone. It looks like a long time ago in antiquity, some kind of structure might have stood here, but it's been dilapidated and crushed all the way to the ground. Like, it's not even a chest-high wall at this point. Maybe just the remnants of a foundation of some ancient structure.
Well, I'm not keen to make for camp here, so
Are there any signs that they made camp here? Fire pit or anything?
Yeah.
Yes.
There is, but you guys had to look very hard for it. After the slaughter, somebody scattered the fire around, made sure that the ashes were buried. You guys really had to look for it.
I don't know, it seems like camping here worked out well for the last people who did so.
Do they have bedrolls on in their possession?
No, they're kobolds. They sleep on the ground, and they don't complain about it.
Okay.
So you want to cut all the kobolds down?
We already did,
Okay.
by this point.
I just heard him say that 2. That's all.
Hey, roll initiative.
Alright. Hell yeah, that's how you start with a monk's initiative. nice one. Oh, we can do this ourselves.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, this is magical.
Okay, Burkhardt, it's the first session.
One of these is for the initiative bar, so.
Where's... Alright.
Okay. As you guys are making your ways around, about the time that you guys have dug up some of this ash, and Windy has gone around looking for tracks, and Red is cutting down the last of these kobolds from the trees, you hear a shrieking sound from the air. You look up and you see 6 huge birds of prey circling around. And they certainly have hostile intent. Red, you got a 19. You're up first.
Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and shoot him with a short bow.
Okay.
So I'll move back to here to get a little bit more cover.
To be clear, they're all
Arrow
circling
back.
over the stone here. I just haven't placed them on the map yet.
That'll hit an armor class of I don't know because this character sheet is terrible. There it is. Hit an armor class of 21.
That hits.
That's d6 plus 3. For 7 damage.
Okay. Birdie.
He's dead.
Did that kill the bird?
No. You hit it, but not dead. Birdie's the name of the character whose turn it is now.
Sorry, my push to talk stopped working. I switched to thing. Anyway, I'm gonna shoot him with my short bow as well.
Same one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. That sounds like a good idea. Two plus 6, so 8.
Yep. Shot goes wide. Are you moving or staying put?
I'm going to move to kind of crouch behind this right here.
Okay. Adrex.
Okay. Adrex is going to hurl one of his hand axes at the one that what's his name just hit.
Okay. Those have a range of 20, 60, correct?
Yeah.
You're making the attack at disadvantage. They're more than 20 feet away from you.
That's fine. That's not going to stop Adrex.
As far as ranged weapons go, if you're firing like a bow, dart, crossbow, something like that, you can regain half of your ammunition after the combat's over. If you're throwing hand axes, those are not so easily broken. So unless I say otherwise, you can just always take them back.
That is a 13.
13 does hit.
Is it
Really?
the same story with javelins, Burkhardt?
Nice.
Yeah, same story with javelins.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
That is 7 damage.
7 damage. This first bird gets knocked out of the sky, shrieks to the ground, crashes into the center of the trees here. And looking at this thing, it's easily the size of a kobold. It's easily the size of Birdie. It's got this dark purple plumage, and it's got this wicked-looking scythe-like beak. And
As
the
a
other
free
6 are
action.
still circling.
As a free action, Adrex pumps his fist in the air, very happy with himself.
Yeah.
Raazu.
Raazu takes the javelin off of the sling on her back and goes to throw it at another one.
Okay.
How does a 22 do?
22 will do it.
Nice.
Knocking the kobolds out the trees.
That's 5 damage.
5 damage. Okay. You wing this one with another javelin, and then are you moving or staying put?
I am staying put.
Okay.
Oh no.
These birds swoop down out of the sky with their huge scythe-like beaks. And we'll start with the two on red, since he's firing arrows.
Didn't you knock one out of the sky already?
Oh yeah, one's knocked out of the sky. I'll just roll a d6 to determine which one.
I'm a friend to all birds.
This one's gone.
Looking for a 14 on AC.
Both of them hits. I got a 20 and a 17. First one lashes out with its beak for 3 points of slashing damage.
Mhm.
The second one lands out for 5 points slashing damage.
Then I'm at 0, which I don't think I've ever actually been at 0 in 5th edition before. Is that staggered or is that unconscious?
They're unconscious at 0.
You've definitely been at 0 in 5th edition before.
I haven't been exactly at 0.
Oh, yeah. There's no distinction between 0 and below 0. It's just you.
Okay.
0 is the lowest you can go. All right, I got one on Raazu. I got a 9 to hit Raazu.
That's not going to do it.
I got a 14 to hit Adrex.
Nope.
I got a 16 to hit Birdie.
Yes.
This one lashes out, strikes with its scythe-like beak for 3 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Windy, it looks as though these creatures are immediately going to start in on your unconscious companion.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna hop in
Okay?
and take a slash with my short sword, and then spin around and kick with my talons. Let me know if I kill the first one with the short sword,
Okay, go
so I
ahead.
can switch to the other. That's a 15
15 will hit.
for 9 damage.
9 points of damage. And you've killed this one here. That was the one that was... It was already wounded a little bit from a javelin.
And then I spin around and kick the other one with my talons.
Okay,
That's a 19.
that'll hit.
Six damage.
Okay, and that one is still alive. But now its attention is focused on you.
That's right.
Red, make a death save.
First session in.
I love saying that to level 1 players.
Oh wow!
20.
Wow!
A 20.
Oh wow!
So you regain a hit point and you're immediately back up on your feet.
Let's go ahead and sneak attack this guy. So drop the bow, flip back up to his feet, pulls out his rapier,
That's how it's done.
and with him well distracted by the kick from the Aarakocra, that'll hit an armor class of 22.
That hits.
Aarakocra.
You're
For 15
fired.
damage.
And that's more than enough. You run this thing through and it slumps to the ground.
High five.
Birdie, do you remember you're making your attacks at disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I have to get another D6 out of the way, though. Not D6, D20. I just got one of these.
I'll admit I was apprehensive about giving you guys access to infinite dice bags. I'm afraid of what this board is going to look like towards the end of the campaign.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Well, I've taken what I've needed.
I
Birdie,
just have to
you're up.
clarify real quick after looking at some pictures of Aarakocra, that was a high 4.
Yeah.
Is that the first time we've ever seen a 20 on a death save? In like 3
No, we've
years?
seen one.
No, because I got one when we were fleeing from that dragon turtle,
And
and
that's
it saved our life.
that's getting a hit point back, right? That's not spending a healing surge
There's no healing surges.
Okay.
No. But yeah, you put yourself at 1 hit point
or
automatically.
hit die. Yeah, yeah.
All right, Birdie, what are you doing?
So, which one is Adrex engaged with?
This one here went for Adrex. This one here went for you. So he's like perched
Okay.
on the stones right next to you.
All right. I guess I just attack him with my short sword.
Okay. And you'll get sneak attack because there's an ally within 5 feet of it.
All right.
Oh no, you don't, because you do have disadvantage on the roll. You don't get sneak attack on anything you've got disadvantage on.
What happens is I just I get advantage with pack tactics.
If Adrex is next to you?
On anybody here, I'll read the exact wording to you here. Hold on. Let's see.
Usually pack tactics grants advantage if you're within 5 feet of an ally.
If the enemy's within 5 feet of an ally.
Which he is.
You have advantage on an attack roll against the creature if at least one of your allies is within 5 feet of the creature and the ally isn't incapacitated.
Okay, so that counteracts
Basically,
your
yeah.
sun blindness, and you can get your sneak attack for this.
Okay, let me roll this.
Kobolds, good at being sneaky little buggers.
Yay!
So 13 plus 6.
That hits.
So 1d6. 5 plus 4. So 9 times.
Okay.
Plus another whatever sneak attack. Does that kill him?
D6.
I forget what the sneak. Yeah, it's another d6, right?
Yeah.
You're level 1, so
Yeah. 1. So not 10 points of damage.
Not dead, but he's definitely bloodied. You're attacking with a rapier?
Short sword.
Short sword, so you pierce through this thing's plumage and rattle around its ribcage for a second. Yeah, this thing's definitely bloodied. It's going to bring us to Adrex.
yeah. Let's stab the same guy.
Okay.
Stabby, stabby.
Don't you mean slashy with your axe?
Actually, piercy. So 14.
14 will hit.
14 will hit. For 8 damage.
And he's dead.
Alright, and bonus action, follow up my offhanded weapon on that guy.
Short sword or your hand axe?
Short sword.
Okay.
That is a 23.
That'll do it.
For 10 damage.
Okay. This one's not dead, but it's pretty severely injured. You bloodied him. As you were just stabbing these poor birds to death.
They had hostile intent, whatever.
Yeah, they had hungry intent. I don't know about hostile. Raazu, you're up.
Yeah, we're all hungry. You don't go attacking people for it.
I'm going to go swoop around to here, and I'm going to slash at this one with my halberd.
Okay, that one has not been damaged yet.
Nope.
How we're gonna eat them?
It's about to be. There we go. Oh, I'm watching you die. That is a 22 to hit
That's good enough.
for 7 damage.
Okay, he is bloody. You're attacking with a halberd?
Yep.
Does that have a 5 or 10-foot reach?
I feel like Halbert's got to have 10.
It's got reach.
Yeah, I was thinking so too, but I wasn't sure because I know quarterstaffs
Yeah, reach
don't.
would be 10.
Okay.
Be one extra 5-foot square outside of your natural reach.
Yeah. Yep.
And these two birds disengage and begin to fly off.
Ugh.
Sure. Don't have Sentinel yet.
Like how he says that, like he's definitely going to have Sentinel eventually. No, you put the fear of God into these poor creatures, and they cut their losses, they disengage and fly off. Is anybody going to give chase to these things?
I'm gonna pick my bow off the ground and take another shot at the one that was already injured.
Okay. Is Wendy going to do anything?
Yeah,
As they
I'm
fly?
chasing them down.
Yeah, Adrex is chasing them down.
All right, well, then Wendy, go ahead and take your turn.
All right. Is this accurate to how far they flew?
Yeah, they flew off. They have a 50-foot fly.
All right, so I can't get after them without dashing. But if I dash, I can get right here.
Oh, so you're literally chasing them. Okay. And,
I'm literally chasing them. I took flight.
Now, I'm going to say something about flying that probably only Destil will understand. But If I hear any complaints about how flight mechanics work, I'm going to institute 2nd edition maneuverability classes.
Right.
That'll be everybody's punishment. I don't even know how they work, to be honest. Red, you're up.
Well, that's opportune. I'll shoot the one that he's right next to.
Oh.
Nope.
You won't. Arrow goes wide. What about Birdie?
I guess I'll take a shot with my short bow at this one, the closer of the two.
Okay.
And since he is he within 5 feet of them?
He is.
I'm literally on it.
Okay. So I'll just roll 1, and that's a 13.
13 will hit.
Okay.
Get them D6s in there.
3 plus 4, so 7.
And that one drops
Plus
out of the
sneak
sky.
Okay.
Dead.
Nice.
It's going to bring us to Adrex.
All right, so 10, 20, 30. I'm going to hurl my other hand axe at him.
Okay.
Don't hit
That's,
me.
it's like 20.
That's an 18.
That'll hit. Can you be the guy right here?
That's 6 damage.
6 damage. It's still... I don't know what you call limping when you're in the air, but it's still doing that. And moving or staying... Oh, you already moved. Okay.
I already moved, yeah.
All right. Raazu, can you be the guy? Can you pick
probably
up the
not.
slack?
Possibly 10, 20, 30. And as I'm moving, pull out another javelin. Hork it. Ooh,
There you go.
That's pretty good. That's 24 to hit.
Hey, and it's dead. It had 1 hit point left.
And I'll catch it as it falls out of the sky.
Catch it as it falls out of the sky. What's your strength score?
10.
10? It's too heavy for you to carry in your talons.
You said these things were as big as a kobold, right?
Yeah, these things are birdie size.
So they're like 2 feet tall.
All right, let's see if Adrex can find his hand axes now.
Yeah, you can recover hand axes, javelins. You can recover half of your arrows,
Okay.
crossbow bolts.
Cool.
Okay, so
And when I lay on the ground, I just strip some meat off of his carcass and
Okay.
pack it away for that night's dinner.
Delicious.
Do they look capable of hanging up kobolds by nooses?
No, these things don't have opposable thumbs. These are just scavenger birds that smelled the blood and thought they found a feast.
Okay.
My imagine is that since they have good taste, they'll have good taste.
I don't know. I
I don't think those birds were responsible for this, for what happened to the kobold here, guys.
no. Scavengers, most
Do you
likely.
really think so?
mm,
Okay.
We still have a mystery on our hands.
One that I guess the answer to would probably be at the Silver Scale Lake.
well, the tracks show these kobolds came from the northwest, right? So
Yes.
these were going down, delivering a message probably to the lake. So I guess it's pretty obvious that whatever killed them was coming from that direction.
It still seems like they didn't get there. I was a little concerned when I found out that this one had been running from here, but it seems... So we found the tracks of the kobold, right?
It looks
So-
like there were 8 kobolds in total. One of them
Yeah.
survived this ambush and limped its way to where you found him up to the northwest.
But it looks like he had been fleeing back the way that the original group had come from.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I still think that's what happened. They didn't deliver the message yet. This one fled. Or rather, that one fled.
This is a
All right.
message, is what this is.
First of all, I need to sit down for a little bit because that thing nearly tore my arm off.
Yeah, come here.
Secondly,
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Raazu
is this place at all on the map or anything?
No, this is much too small of a feature to be on the zoomed out like world map.
I
No,
think
but
he's
on the
asking
map that we
what
got.
found.
On the
Is this place
Kobold.
on the map you found on the Kobold? No.
Okay.
They must have just come across it and thought it was a good place to start a fire and camp for the night.
How
They were-
wounded are you?
7 out of character.